What up, though? What up, though? What up, though, everybody? And welcome to this week's Retired Hood Rat podcast. Don't forget, you too can retire from being a hood rat. And if you still want to be a hood rat, that's okay. We gonna help. And don't forget, as always, for everyone who retired, relapse is a part of recovery. I am your host, your girl comedian, T.Barb in the building. Today we have an amazing show and we're going to talk some underground lifestyles. Listen, you always hear about it. Some people say they know, maybe you don't. We're going to be talking about motorcycle clubs, gangs, entertainment. What do these different segments of underground lifestyle look like? And especially from a woman's point of view. We have our guest in the building, our first guest right here. Go ahead, introduce yourself, girl. The T number one. You look at that's you. That's you, boo. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
I am Terra, better known as Slim Goody in the club world.
Okay,
Yeah.
Slim Goody.
dig?
Slim Goody.
dig
So
it?
you were in that world for some time.
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
okay.
participating.
You was participating?
Yeah.
Which world would you say you was participating in? Was the motorcycle?
Yeah, the MC club.
MC Club. So we're gonna talk MC clubs in a minute. We have another lovely guest.
Hey,
Let's get that introduction.
I'm Tiana, but everybody know me as Sugar. Motorcycle world in organization life, not gang life.
Okay, listen. This when you know somebody's serious about it. Okay, don't call it a gang. It's organization, ain't that right?
Yes.
Okay. We are going to get off into it because I know we all have so many questions. Don't forget to comment if you're watching us live on YouTube. Comment and shout out to everybody on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all those things. Don't forget, every Monday at 9 a.m., you can catch us live. And every Thursday, you can catch us on all platforms. So make sure you go subscribe to Comedian T.Barb and then you go over to Retire Hood Rat Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, so you can catch each and every episode because it's up, right? And I'm getting ready to get that true juice. Ain't that right, ladies?
You did.
You dig? Ooh, we about to talk about it. What's the difference between a motorcycle club and a social club? Can ladies be true members of a motorcycle club? Are we have a lot of terms. I've heard the word property. I've heard all these things. So I'm about to put y'all up on it. If y'all want to know what's really going down in the DM or in the I don't know. Did y'all tell I wanted that to rhyme? It just wasn't gonna work out. So if you are just listening to our show, we get off into our retired hood rat word of the day, which is my chance to be the Ayanda of the ghetto. And then we do our hood rat prayer. After that, we're gonna kick it off into these interviews because I got to know. As a young lady growing up in the D, we all went to after hours at motorcycle clubs, and that was my involvement. Okay, all I know is that in the daytime, the motorcycle club looked empty, it looked dry. Ride past that boy at 2:30, 3 o'clock, you be like, damn, it's vampires. They getting it in. So talking about that. Today's word, I wanted to talk about self-esteem. And the reason I wanted to talk about self-esteem is because self self is so important. Okay, the self and self-esteem is so important, and I think that in today's world people trick you into not feeling good about yourself or to feeling like it's arrogance to love yourself and to feeling like something is wrong. Who she thinks she is, when the truth of the matter is, if you don't love yourself, people are going to take advantage of you every time. So every time when people sense weakness, and a lot of times, and I know people have a problem with this, I noticed this. A lot of times you have to admit the issues that you have to rectify the issues. So sometimes our ego does not allow us to do that. But if we don't do it, we won't be our best selves. I give you an example. In my entertainment career, I've done a lot of things that I probably should not done because I did not feel worthy. Meaning that I was so happy to be around people that I perceived as better than myself that I lowered my expectations. I lowered what I was supposed to get. And those people sensed that and used me, right? They used me. I thought it was for the benefit of my good. And don't get me wrong. I think everything you do, whether it's good, bad, a mistake or not, is a lesson. So please, even when you get used, even when things go wrong, take that as a lesson. But let me tell you, baby, you can't keep repeating that lesson. After you have learned that lesson, you have to move on. And I think that I was diminishing my value because I didn't see value in myself. And I don't care how much I was running around acting like it. Everybody like, okay. I was talking to a guy I grew up with. Oh, my baby, I didn't know. No, that's because I use laughter as a way to deflect. That's because, I will run up behind people and I'm being people flunky, which is nothing wrong with servitude. I'm a servitude type of person. I'm a loyal person. When I love people, I'm going to go hard for them every time. But you know what I mean. I'm walking around damn near being Molly Mae, doing anything a person wants me to do because I feel like, oh, I'm just so lucky and happy to even be in this space because I didn't love and honor myself to even understand the value that I brought. I didn't see any value in anything that I was bringing, but I saw value in just who these people were. And sometimes people didn't even have to work up to that. Start making people work up to the point of what you have to give. I'm one of them people, I go in. First thing I want to do is, hey, what can I do to help you? Oh, you need this, this, that, this. A user gonna see that every time I say, oh, you're the greatest. Because I don't have self-esteem. You can feed me any compliment, right? I'm talking to somebody. Maybe I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking to somebody. They can feed you any compliment. You cute, you smart. Oh my God, I love the way you do that. They see how you soak it up because they know you're not used to that. And if other people ain't telling you, baby, you tell yourself. If you tell yourself that, you won't be so impressed by those things. You know how many women in bad relationships, and men too, in bad relationships, just because a person gave you a compliment and you've never heard that? So because you've never heard that, they ain't had to do no work. That mouthpiece ain't no work. Okay, unless you're a comedian like me. And the reason I say that, because we got to be writing shit down. But what I'm saying is, if you're not a writer, that's not no work. They ain't did shit to earn that, but fed you something with no merit. Giving you, that's like somebody giving you a box and you think it's food in there and you geeked with the box, you ran around with the box, then you open the box, ain't shit in there. Same thing. But if you love yourself and you honor yourself and you believe in yourself and you have good self-esteem, a person can't run it on you. So stop feeding into that. Oh, she thinks she all that. Yes, think you are that. Know you beautiful. Know you loved. Walk in there with your head held high. Don't look down on other people now. We not looking down on other people. We treating the janitor like the CEO. But at the same time, when we walk in the room, we recognize our presence, our value. You are valuable. Recognize that value because the people around you using you that want a piece of it, they recognize it more than you do. And don't let them use it to their advantage. You use it to your advantage. And you tell your team, your kids, your mama, your dad, I don't care. I instill so much self-esteem in my son just because I recognize the value in him feeling like he is valuable, he is worthy, and he is worth it. That's our Tiger Hood Red Word. Let me give me some little air horns. Okay. Because I am the Ayanla of the ghetto. Ain't that right, ladies? Don't you have to love yourself?
Yeah, clearly.
For sure.
You said clear. Listen,
Clearly.
listen, we about to get because they love themselves.
You know I do.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Love.
Yes.
You better. And it is time for our Retire Hood Red Word prayer of the day. Forget the prayer is not not forget. Remember, the prayer is not about any deity. It is just about putting some positivity out into the earth. You can just skip this part if that's not your thing. Whoever you want to pray to, pray to. And if you're driving, do not bow your head because I do not have time for no accidents. Dear God, we just ask that you come to someone today and give them some self-esteem. Let them know that they are valuable. Let them see their worth, God. And even if they don't see their worth, God, just keep chiseling away at their heart, at their mind, at their spirit until they understand that you created them because they are worthy. You made them because they are worthy. There is power. They do have talent. They are special. They are beautiful. They are worthy. They have riches. They have love. And let them know, feel that, and let it permeate in their spirit so that they may live a better and more fulfilled life, not just for themselves, for the earth, for others, for you. In your name we pray. Amen. Look at that. You know, you got to do the little applause. Now it's time to get off into these interviews, right? I want to hear about this. Let's start with the motorcycle club life, okay? MC. Who want to start? Give me some little intro into this world. T.Dog.
Into the motorcycle world?
Yeah, so first off, tell me, you were a motorcycle member.
Yes, I'm still a motorcycle member.
And still a motorcycle. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I started going to Soul Stars when I was younger, like 2001, 2000.
Okay.
And it's a family. And that's what most of them are about. It's about being family. So we do a lot of stuff for the community.
So Soul Stars, just for people listening all across the country, what is that?
Soul Stars is the MC club on Plymouth and Foyer. It is
In the D.
In the D, most definitely in the D. We have over 15 chapters all throughout the United States of America. We have our annual every year just to remember our people who's fallen and just to meet and greet with the new peoples that come in. So
Okay. So when people say, because it's this perception that motorcycle clubs are gangs. I know you said organization earlier. So if you could define a motorcycle club, what would you define it as?
we're no different than the good police officers. They say a group of people is considered a gang. In a definition, and that's what they call it. But there's no way, no shape, no form is the motorcycle world gang life. It's two totally different things. It's nothing like that. You don't beat up on people, you don't anything like that. But the organizations that people call gangs, a lot of them don't do that either.
Okay.
So
what do you think that perception comes from, that motorcycle clubs are gang like, and is there violence in these organizations at times?
let me tell you this. Yes, if somebody mess with your family, what the hell you gonna do? Ain't nobody gonna mess with my brother nor my sister, not my kids, not nobody. And that's just what it is. I said we're a family, and that's just what it is. And then when people encounter that, they like, oh my God, a gang came and just beat us up. What did you do? Because the biker world don't mess with nobody else. They mess with the biker world. You see everybody having fun, everybody having a good time, but people not understanding that everybody is human. It ain't because they bikers, they somebody special. Everybody is on the playing field. If you come in with the wrong attitude, you're gonna get greeted with the wrong attitude.
Shoot.
And that varies, because when it comes to the motorcycle world, every club is different.
Mm-hmm.
People are different. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's never the members that's starting anything. It's all most cases it's the civilians.
But is there beef? Is there beef between motorcycle clubs?
Yes.
I think you could say competition.
No, it's beef.
For me,
It's beef. Okay.
I mean, men is men, and it is the women is.
Okay.
In the motorcycle world, it do be beef because men have their properties. Then somebody else see that fine ass property and want to go get.
Okay.
Property.
So let's get to this. You said property. So let's talk about first, because for a lot of our listeners, shout out to everybody listening. Retired Hood Rat, Detroit is different. Thank you so much. A lot of people don't know anything about the motorcycle life or the motorcycle club. So if you could just explain to us, what is property?
Property just mean that you're going in up under somebody, a mentorship, or it might be the person's wife or girlfriend or side chick. But at that day, she have on the colors of the man, and it'll have like property of, and it'll have sometime that person's name. And then sometime you could just be property of the club, like you came in with the man, but the man may not be there anymore. So then you could be property of the club.
So is property for women only? Can men be property?
In the women clubs, there is women motorcycle club.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Because I know the Harley girls.
Uh-huh.
So shout out to Amani Marini. I used to work with them for years. They are Harley girls. And that was my first introduction to a female. But in a male club, so in your club, Soul Stars, can a woman be a member or do they have to be a property?
No, a woman can be a member.
Okay.
In my club, I'm a member.
Okay.
I ride a bike.
They can ride everything that another man
But
does.
you got to be able to stand on what you're supposed to stand on as a woman in a man's world.
So, okay. So when you say that, give me an example.
Example, you would have to love yourself, what you talked about.
Okay.
You have to love yourself. Don't be out there being a tramp, messing with everybody. Stand on what you get you a bike and ride.
So true rider.
Listen, because you know, from the outside looking in, it seems like the motorcycle club is more than just riding. You know what I mean? It seems like it's more than riding. So if a woman just rides a bike, because there is a perception that women come in and sleep with these guys to get these positions. So can you speak on that?
And that's what I was talking about. Love yourself.
Okay.
Don't come in being no hoe, because you're gonna get treated like a hoe. You come in standing on what you're supposed to stand on and being who you're supposed to be, you will get respected by people that don't respect nobody. Why? Because you're gonna demand it. When you walk in that room, when I walk in the room, I miss America. Okay. If not to nobody else, myself, I give everybody the way. Hey. It's just that simple.
Have you ever been tried as a woman? I mean, and when I say that, has there ever been a situation where you felt like, hey, I am coming in to be respected. I'm showing that side, but it's a guy like, nah, baby, that ass. Because let's be honest, you beautiful, you shapely. They can't see it on the podcast and on YouTube. You sitting down, but you strapped up. So has that ever been an issue for you being in this motorcycle club?
You most definitely get tried. I mean, at some point with people who don't know you and don't know like reputation, but the longer you win and the more you stay respected, the more you will be respected. But this guys and tried to touch my ass, all types of stuff. But that ain't something I play.
Okay. Terra. So you were you a member or an affiliate or property? What was your role in the motorcycle?
Member.
Okay, you were a member as well as the Soul Stars.
Yep, Soul Stars.
Okay. How do you become a member?
I became a member because of my family. I was going up there when they would go up there. I wanted to participate for the most part, and it's still like we said, it's family oriented. So we went on trips together. We went for roundups and the ride through.
Tell her about the probie stuff.
Color counts. Oh, the probies. Oh, I was on probation for I think it was 90 days.
What's probie? What you mean?
That you actually, when you become a member, you get put on a 90-day probation.
Oh,
period.
Okay.
Okay. And you gotta go by the bylaws, correct? They have bylaws in all I don't know about the social clubs, but I know they have bylaws in the MC club.
So let me ask you this. Here we go. Because okay. Right, you think, okay, motorcycle club, get it, but they have gangs. So most of the time in gangs, people do initiation rites or rituals. So I understand probation, but when I mean how you get in a club, how do you get in a club? Because they're not just taking everybody. I know you have to have a bike, but if I pull up with my Kawasaki, am I in just because I have a bike?
Right.
No,
there's things that you must do.
As
during your probation period.
Yeah, you have
to become a full member.
You might have to, as a woman, you might have to cook, make sure you clean off the tables on party night. You might have to, we do stuff for the community at least twice in a year. So you might be the one that's going to be doing most of the work since you're the probie, the newbie. But it ain't some clubs you're fucking.
I was just gonna ask that. I was just gonna ask that. So if somebody want to bypass, say, hey, I'm not a good cook, but I got some good coochie. Is that with those members? Do those members get treated differently from the members that joined in another way?
I believe they do. You come in like a hoe, you get treated like a hoe. That's just my motto. It's about you and the perception that's around you. Not that you care about what nobody else thinks in the first place, but it's just if you want to be respected, you got to come in being respected. If you want to come in giving fellatio, then be the fellatio hoe.
That's all about how you carry yourself. Though.
Clearly.
I mean, whatever you put out, that's what people gonna perceive you to be.
And it's just that. And then they gonna try you more.
Respected, act like you got some respect for yourself.
Have there ever been a time in the club, maybe whether it's your club or another club, where you felt that a woman was being disrespected and you felt you had to step in?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of cases when they, people come in and they want to feel free about, they come to party, have a good time, they get to dancing on the floor, they feeling themselves. You got some people who'll come up on them and they don't want to dance with them, and start to get the Philly touches and, really grabbing on. And sometimes we, as some of the women, we go and intervene with that.
Mm-hmm. Some of the men in our club too.
And the men too.
Yeah, because they don't say that.
Step in like, she don't want you, fucking with her, back off, But that is what you're supposed to do as members. We want to keep anybody from being disrespected or violated or anything of that nature. You don't want that happening because your club gonna look bad.
And we don't respect any of the clubs that come in to try to, just because they have on colors, try to
you can do what you want.
Think what you can do to civilians. That's not how it works. Our money comes from them.
So you say colors.
Yeah.
Tell the people what colors are.
Our colors are our vests, what our rockers, what club you in, that's what rocker you wear. And the colors is actually the leather motorcycle vest.
Yes.
Okay. So those are considered colors.
Yeah.
And so you come in, you a probie. Do you get colors right away?
You get colors with no center patch. That means you're a probie.
You're a probie.
Center patch. Is that the logo?
The logo.
Okay. Okay. So in the club, so in your particular club, you can be a member.
Yes.
What differentiates your club from allowing females to be a member from other clubs that only allow them to be property?
We're not outlaw clubs.
What's outlaw?
Outlaw is different. They have different rules than we have. Their bylaws are different. Most of the outlaws, I'm gonna say 90% of the outlaw clubs don't allow women to be members. They're like probies, that type of thing.
Property, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I meant property, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So what makes a club an outlaw club?
Their bylaws. That's what makes them. They stand on different things, like different bylaws, just different altogether. Some of them think they can do what they want to.
I'm saying,
you come in their club. You come in their club. If they want your ass, they gonna take your ass. I almost got taken down in Atlanta.
Okay, so tell us about the time you was taken at the outlaw club. What happened?
We was in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta with me and T and Lisa. We in Atlanta and Caveman, our brother Caveman. We went down to Atlanta. It was the Black Biker Roundup, which every year different places you file for a spot, whatever club's gonna do it. We over there with Sin City, and the guy from the Wheels of Soul tried to take me.
So what you mean tried to take you? Like he picked you up? What he do?
He was like, you not leaving. You going to California with me? No, the hell I ain't. Listen, I went back to Michigan. No.
So I mean, so I guess as a person on the outside looking in, I'm thinking of motorcycle clubs almost as like Bloods and Crips. No disrespect. I'm just trying to get, how do I compare? You know what I mean? Because if you have outlaw clubs, is it that the regular style motorcycle, and I don't want to say regular, but the ones with more general bylaws, they stick together and the outlaws stick together?
Actually, most of them, most of the clubs respect each other in a way. You feel what I'm saying? But in every club, you got an asshole in every club that think they can do what they want to do or or feel, I mean, just now in the outlaw clubs and other clubs too. You always got somebody who, you know, think they the man. Most of them might got a couple dollars, but the dollars don't be worth it. So they just want to grab any woman they want to grab, or they come in, be off the chain, belligerent, think they could disrespect other people. And that's a no-no.
Okay.
No.
Some of them places, some of those clubs can be very spicy. I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you.
What's
You
spicy?
can see some shit where, you know, I done seen some shit.
Tell me. You know, we want to know. Get deep with it.
I mean,
What
some
shit
people-
have you seen in
I
a
mean, some
motorcycle
people-
club setting?
Some people licking cracks and backs and no leg.
You said cracks and backs?
Cracks and backs, skinny, minute, running up in it. Okay.
So you mean like straight trains in front of everybody at the
They got Tootsie Roll.
The road, hey.
do motorcycle
Telling you.
clubs do they really do they accept the LGBTQ community?
Let me tell you something.
I mean, could you say it's going down?
Listen, I from what I know, no. But I'm sure it's some hidden
There's
agendas
some here.
up in there.
You got some people on
We
the
got
DL,
some
okay?
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got them in there.
But on the surface, it's a no. But we know that these
Now the
activities are going
women,
on.
it's a whole bunch of
They
women.
come up in
A
there,
whole
they
bunch.
do come.
Yeah.
They do come and participate.
Yeah.
They don't turn money away.
Yeah.
Right. It's just being a member.
Yeah.
A lot of times
And
they
it
would not allow
depends
that.
on the clubs. I don't know if they doing that. Like I
Nowadays,
said, we back in the day, things have changed.
yeah.
Things have changed over the years
Okay.
with in the motorcycle world. Plus, you got social clubs now.
Okay.
You know, so you got two. I mean, they still basically the same,
Mm-hmm.
and they still doing some of the same shit. You know, in the clubs. But you
And-
know, we old school. I'm an old bitch.
And to go back to the Bloods and Crips thing, they're nothing but families too.
Right.
Somebody mess with your family, that's what's gonna happen to you.
And they do.
So
have
I don't
vice lords members.
yeah, clearly,
Yeah.
most definitely, Vice Lord is most definitely family oriented.
Yeah.
A lot of us get a bad rap, far as TV in these movies, which be pissing me off.
So speaking of, this was something. I don't know if you guys remember Killer Mike did this thing about like Hell's Angels, right? Being revered as this because it's a Caucasian organization. A lot of people said being revered as and not being seen in a negative light like normal motorcycle clubs, even though on these shows they showing people getting killed and murdered, but they're being revered as, you know, held to a higher standard, whereas regular motorcycle clubs may not be held to that standard. Can you guys kind of speak on the disparities? Do you all rock with other ethnicity motorcycle clubs? Is the motorcycle world just a black only if you black? Or
No. Most time, if you ride a bike and you get two men together, they're gonna be talking about the bike. Now, like the Hills Angels is a bit different. We have our own. Well, we're not the will not because I'm not a part of it. But Wheels of Soul is the black. I ain't gonna say bootleg because then the Hills Angels would be bootleg, not the Wheels of Soul, of course. In my vision,
that's their counterpart.
Yes, that's you would look at them two like in the same likeness.
So they the murderers.
Well,
I don't want to say it like that.
I ain't gonna say they murderers. I don't know.
I'm just
I don't know nothing about nobody doing nothing to nobody.
They got the good. They have the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all.
But you got that in your family.
You got them in your family. What you got murderers, rapers, all you don't know these members' backgrounds, all of them, and what they would and would not do.
And not only that, most people fear what they don't know.
Right.
They haven't never been around. All they know is they heard of somebody who got messed up by somebody. Oh, they was in this club and they got messed up. Oh, they clubs, they killers, they this. What did you do to get that boot? Okay, that's the thing. What did you do? Not saying that everybody in a motorcycle club is perfect because they're not. Okay, so I mean, they should start to be real. That brings whole club into. I say leaders to be somebody who's going the bunch to not put everybody in no BS.
And also respect.
Yes.
Because the president, is like the head of each club. And you got all of the different presidents for different motorcycle clubs. And really, the respect that people know about each president and what they stand for, even when it comes, all clubs, like our club, give back. Give back to the communities. You have things going on for volunteering, and we do things. We always every year. They still do it as a. I'm not in the club right now as we speak. So they do big events.
The last one was in August.
Yes.
Okay.
And they do
for the
give
reunion
back to the communities. It's a lot of good things when it comes to being in an organization.
Yeah.
You know, so and we do perceive it to be a certain from what they seen on TV. But it's a lot of good that come out of.
But it's some
those
TV
clubs.
stuff too.
Yeah, it's some TV
But I'm
stuff
gonna
too.
keep it real.
Here we go. Here we go.
The
TV
juicy
stuff.
stuff.
Okay, so give us a TV motorcycle club TV stuff scenario. What have you seen go down?
I done seen people ran over, they bikes ran over with them. Okay,
Wow.
them and their bikes ran over together. I done seen women get whipped out of dresses that barely had on the dress in the first place. I done been in the middle
You
of
seeing ass and titties.
ducking. I got duck, tuck, and roll on my
ass and titties.
In the club.
And on the streets.
Hey,
I keep banging.
y'all is
She know it. She know it. I'm telling you, you see the
but me like I seen a lot because of the fact of I worked at the door.
Always.
so you listen, I love the door girl guy stories, right? Because I worked at the door for a small period of time at I think it was like Elysium, some downtown. And I done seen people being picked up and walked out. They came in looking good.
Yeah.
They came in lit. And they walked out like, you know, that type of thing. So give us what's your the wildest thing that happened at the door of the club?
Ducking from bullets.
Ooh, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, somebody, I mean, like I said, they be drunk. People, it be like she said, it be mainly, not mainly, because some club people must, be messed up too, but a lot of times it be the people on the outside coming in and they think they the man in the streets. When you come in here, it's different rules, honey. Like you the man, but you the man in your own corner. Like I said, I'm Miss America to me. I keep my Miss America to me. Everybody know when I walk in, but I keep my mirror to, I don't be like, oh, I'm Miss America and be in people's face with it.
Right.
It's about respect. Everything is about respect in these clubs. If you come in respect, you're going to get respect. Then if not, then they want to go outside, get a gun, want to try to shoot.
She was also secure.
She said security.
Yeah, she used to throw niggas out on their heads, honey.
Oh, wow. So
everybody know about Sugar, I'm telling you.
So Sugar, you was security.
Yeah,
little cute fine self being security.
She can be cute, but it ain't got nothing to do when it comes to beating them niggas with them boots.
It's wild. Like, because you get these women coming in, I gotta serve, and ain't nobody getting with nothing mess with me. Not nothing. I'm talking about not no sis, not a straight pen. You might not be able to come in with an ink pen, okay? Because I just know I'm just one of those people. You searching the women, then they drunk and want to know they coochie.
Now I have seen that a lot.
Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know what be like. Hold on, you can't stop dancing for a second. Let me search you. Then you can get, but you can bop all through this if you want to. As soon as we done, but don't do it in my face. I'm down here. Girl.
Some of them girls come in, they ready. I mean, well, Sugar would be at the door, but they looking at her like they want to devour her.
Listen,
okay.
So you say they come in because you think of it. Here in Detroit, I know. Shout out to everybody listening all across the country. Retired Hood Rap Podcast. Don't forget every Monday 9 a.m. on YouTube, comedian T.Barb. Click subscribe, like, a comment for the ladies. Ask them a question, let them know, what's on your mind. We're talking about motorcycle clubs, organizations, gangs, entertainment, those type of things. So, T, you are also in both of you guys are also Soul Stars, but you're also in another organization as well.
Yes, I'm Vice Lord.
Okay, you're Vice Lord.
Yes, I am.
Tell us, how long have you been a Vice Lord?
I've been a Vice Lord since 2002.
Okay.
No, 2003.
What made you join the Vice Lords?
The Vice Lord is where it's at. Like, honestly, like, far as a lot of history that people don't know. Like I said, we get a bad perception. We was the first one that started the kids when they used to get paid for cleaning up in the summer back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Giving the kids something to do. We was the first one to start that. We had the African Lions clothing store. We had Teen Town, where Dr. Martin Luther King, we was security for Dr. Martin Luther King.
Oh, wow.
We was a part of the movement that the Black Panthers had going on until they did Quick Cold Pro Tail, which was messing up everybody and getting the people to come in and paying them and saying we ain't gonna do that, because back then there was a lot of people that was scared of white people. So they was scared of white people and officers, and so anybody could try to get out anything because they was treated so harshly. We was to helping people back then with housing, because people used to be able to be slumlords. We did a lot. Not saying that it ain't bad in everything, because it is. Everybody got their own mind.
And you always got, and I know from knowing about the Vice Lords, because I have family members in it, not myself, but they do a lot of good work and volunteer and helping children. They also had yoga.
Yeah, yoga, youth against gang activities.
Yes.
We have books over bullying.
Yes.
Yoga is all down south. We go to the Juneteenth parades. We was just in the MLK parade in Holly Springs, Mississippi. I done won 2 awards for floats. First place at Holly Springs, Mississippi. Thank you, Vice Lord. We link up with other organizations and do a lot of stuff. We had a give back up here that we did with growth and development, and we rented a church out, and we went and got the people from work first. We gave them food, and we had it was 2 different banks, and it was Anthony McLaren's. He have a place where you go and you can get jobs, and they send you to different places. So they came in, filled out applications. People that didn't know how to fill out applications, we helped them. And my family came, my girl cousins came and helped out. Even though that I'm Vice Lord, they see the good that we do, support. And they come in and support everything that I do. Not saying I won't slap nobody though either. Just saying.
And you do have that bad. You do have a few that's in every organization to try to make the organization look bad.
Right.
Okay.
And you know how people got that perception of, Vice Lords. When they hear Vice Lords, people get like this fear.
Immediately. And I think, because I didn't know all of that history. First off, thank you so much for sharing that, T, because it's almost like it's not a WIC. Yeah. A lot of people don't know the Black Panthers started WIC. Now the government adopted WIC, but when you think Black Panther, if you listen to just major media, and I think that brings out some of the misconceptions of how mainstream media will portray, especially positive Black things.
Oh yes, that's what they do. It could be one person doing what they do, selling drugs or whatever. Let them have a Vice Lord tattoo. They gonna say Vice Lords did it. They try to put people together. I ain't never sold a drug a day in my life. Ain't never did that. Been a working woman forever. Okay. Ain't never did none of that. But they'll put us together just because we're both Vice Lord, which is crazy. That's what I mean by when I compare us to the police, because when you got one bad cop that's out here killing people, do that mean all of the cops bad? Y'all can't get mad at people for being with all of the cops, because y'all saying because I'm Vice Lord and they Vice Lord and they did something. Now it's on my count, it's on my watch. That's not how life goes. And that's not reality. They need to get it and get it right. I mean, we actually got grants from the government. We are a legal organization from 1959. That's the crazy part. We got grants from Rockefeller. These are things that people don't know, and that's why I get mad when we get portrayed in the movies. Even though I love Ice Cube and the barbershop movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's because of Chicago.
Listen,
that
I go to Chicago all the time and don't have a problem.
I mean, I'm not saying, but they're perceived as being known for gang culture. Do you think that?
I think you should know the gang culture before you
try
to portray it. Don't portray for what you see on TV, and that's what you see, or you get one person, and then that's what they is. No, I want somebody to do a movie about organizations because they're not gangs. I want somebody to do movies about these legal organizations because that's what Vice Lord is. A legal. You can go and get our book, our bylaws out the library. Okay, and that's what people don't understand.
So also let them know, even she's in the Vice Lord, and it's different from the MC Motorcycle Club.
Yeah.
But there's levels to being a Vice Lord as well. And you can get promoted to different positions. She has been promoted like almost close to the higher levels. It's levels to that too, and it's respecting that too.
So let me ask you this: so what level are you in the Vice Lord organization?
I'm retired.
Okay. But you retired at what level?
At Queen for Michigan.
Okay, so what's Queen for Michigan? What does that mean?
I'm conservative.
Okay,
and that's just I oversee the conservative sisters, that type of stuff.
Okay, what are the conservative sisters?
Conservative sisters are a group of women Vice Lords that's in the conservative part of Vice Lord. Okay. Yeah.
So it's different levels. So for instance, they may be the street part and then the conservative part. Is that what I'm getting?
No, the conservative is the street. Okay. I am true reflection to anybody that's with me in the aspect that they doing what I'm doing, because Vice Lord is what connects us. What we took an oath to is what connects us. If you come out of what we said we was gonna do and what we gonna stand for with each other, then you become no part of that to me. Okay. So if you going out here and doing stuff to people, that's not what we're about. We were changing things back in the days. Now, like I said, everybody go and get their group and click up and do what they do and everything. So I'm not gonna say everything is perfect. I would be lying, and I ain't a liar, so I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you what I can tell you, and I'm gonna give you truth. It's bad and good in everything, and everybody's family is bad and good. And Vice Lord is a family. Vice Lord does so much for communities everywhere. Nobody showed none of that on TV, on nothing else. We just got an interview on Channel 2 News in Mississippi. They actually came out to one of the Kids Day events. Yeah.
So do you think it's a better perception for these organizations in the South or in places that have been traditionally civil rights versus up here in Chicago, Detroit, and all those things?
Yes. I feel like it's more accepted down south than it is up here. Now, some places, because people don't know, they're scared. But down there, they do so much community work. The kids like, Tiana, when you coming back? I'm like, how do y'all even know my name? We do a kids event. We do the kids event with all old school games, so nobody be on their phones, like hula hoop, jump rope, and had women taking off wigs doing sack races. Okay,
that's fun.
In mini dresses, when they try to win their kid a bike. Okay, so
I love that. You're bringing awareness to a lot more positive aspects of these things, because a lot of people see it as negative. Where do you think that I mean, and I know the news and I know bad family members, but at what period of time do you see that ultimate shift from this is the organization to no and being perceived as bad?
Well, that started when they seen us getting unified and knowing our power. That started way back in the day with the Black Panthers and everything else that's going on. It's because of the Quick Cold Pro Tail and everybody else. It's because of programs like that dispersed a lot of good things that was actually going on. So that's like kind of the problem, and where it started at is being seen bad, because once they see a group of Black people coming together for the greater good, of course we're going to be looked at as bad. And I'm no way, shape, or form against white people, but I'm just talking about us in our history and things that have transpired over the years. And I'm just trying to make stuff right today, trying to make it better today and give people a different perception of what's really right and what's wrong, the truth against what they say, and then a lot of people be scared to say that they vice lord because they feel like the police. Well, I don't do nothing but do hair and shape booties. So if police want to come get me for that, then you can come get me. It is not against the law to be vice lord, and I am a part of the organization.
All right.
They pulling up for the booty. Now, all you gotta, cause if you think about every, excuse me, especially when you watch a movie. Now, this is one time where I think the movie's semi-accurate. Because if you watch the movie, it's always the police that save the whole house lady, ain't it? Like, hey, they coming at 6 o'clock. Now meet me in the back,
Right.
For real. That's true. That's true. And not saying that like stuff, I mean, we had to do things to get help. Like, in Chicago today, they shut down some of the Arabic places, the stores and that type of stuff. They have to have Black people in there working. Because how is you in our community, you get in our community dollars, but you don't want to hire none of us. You want to bring your own people in. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But what you gonna do is you're gonna hire some of ours too.
Yeah.
Or you ain't about to get these dollars. They gonna be shut down. Just that simple.
And I do think that traditionally, because they just released a report, I don't know if you guys heard this, that just confirmed, well, not just released, I think it was early 2000s, but they've just been amplifying it, that the CIA admitted that they were responsible for Dr. Martin Luther King's death. And that if you like the Fred Hammond, you see all those things that they were responsible for. Is there a lot of tension between our organizations and the government? Have you ever heard of them being confronted with any type of conspiracies directly? Because I know they try to infiltrate organizations and things of that nature.
Well, yes, they most definitely, and they actually put a murder on one of our members, Bobby Gore. He was one of the members, one of the founders. We had a white vice lord member. His name is David Dudley, the one who got us the grants and stuff like that. Once they start seeing you organize, then that's when you become the enemy. They cannot let you organize and actually be on good terms. And then, as far as when you was talking about earlier, for down south and up here is worse because people in the neighborhood is scared. You go to Chicago, it is a lot of organizations there, different organizations that have different blocks. They got from H block to K block, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So it is, people do live in these places every day, to whereas you can't go this way, you gotta go left because you live over here. That type of stuff, it do happen. That's what I'm saying. It's not that some of that stuff don't happen, but what I'm saying, it's not everybody, and it's not the agenda of these not the organizations that I know of, the heads of. Is not agendas to go out here shooting at nobody. Everybody trying to get money and get money the right way. They writing for grants. They got grant writers. We got people that's musicians, entertainers, all different types of stuff. That's actually in organizations that's scared to say that they're in organizations because then they'll be targeted. So that's sad. And I'm not scared. What you gonna do? I don't do nothing to be involved with none of that. Period. So what are you gonna do? That's why people have to stop being scared. And that's why the perceptions that they give be okay and it lasts for so long. Because everybody is scared to talk about it. Why are you scared to talk about something? If you're doing good, you shouldn't be scared to talk about nothing.
It's like you said, I think it's the organization thing. And it is sad you bring up a great point that especially in the Black communities, sometimes we can't be as boisterous and say, hey, I'm over here, until it's established, only because they try to break it down or infiltrate or change the message.
Well, they can infiltrate, but this is the thing. They can try to change the message, but they need people like you to stand up and take a stand. If you really know your history And you know that we are actually a real organization with a tax ID number. You can go to the library, get our bylaws. Okay. We're a real organization that got grants from the government until they seen us too organized. Once they seen you too organized, then it became a problem. They was trying to put us against the Black Panthers until they connected. Then it was a problem. I just was with Fred Hampton Jr. the beginning of last year. Went down there, went to a birthday party, and he was in the room.
Dope.
Yeah.
And what happened to him, if you don't know the Fred Hampton story, it's advantageous for you, Black, white, other, Asian, Hispanic, to go and look at that story just to see how because one thing about him was he was mobilizing Black and white. He didn't care about ethnicity or color. He was mobilizing everybody who was financially, you know what I mean, poor people. Hey, let's get together because we deserve more. Martin Luther King was doing the same thing behind the scenes that people, for them, they were all up in the Appalachian Mountains where they hate Black people. If you want to go somewhere, Black people, let me tell you this. If you want to avoid somewhere, Pennsylvania, Appalachian Mountains, don't you take your ass up there. I'm up there, Poconos. If you going to go up there, sit your ass in the champagne cup. Don't go to the store. Because they don't like you up there. And I'm going to tell you like this, and it's real, but those were the environments they were willing to go into and have meetings with and say, hey, you might not like the color of my skin, but let me tell you something. They really putting us against each other because we could get this money if we come together. And that's when they took them out. So this has been insightful. Listen, if there's anything that you guys, Terra, anything that you want them to take away about motorcycle organizations or what is something that you want our listeners to take away about what it is to be in a motorcycle club and something that they may need to know about it?
Unity. You know, people and family coming together, helping the community, help building up the community, bringing positivity to the community, helping our children, you know, and they need people who are trying, the children need to see people doing good around them. They need to see positive people doing positive things. They need this in their life. So if you take any, it's not all bad. It's really not when it comes to the MC world, even social clubs, you know. So it's not all bad. It's a lot of good that some of these organizations do for our community. So they help build us up. We support one another. We go out of town together, have a joyous time, have a great time. You know, we win trophies, we win money, especially when it comes to doing roundup. You know, you go to roundup, you get to win prizes. It makes you feel good. You know, it's a lot of good in these organizations, but there is some bad. And you know, them people makes the organizations look bad and give you a whole different perception of it. So I tell people one thing you need to do is, you know, go research. Do your own research. If you want to know about something, research about it. You want to know about the motorcycle club, research it.
Good takeaway. How can they follow you, Terra? Because whether you know it or not, Terra is also a Black-owned business owner. If you see my T.Barb hats, Terra is the one who makes those. All of my T.Barb jewelry, all of my exclusive pieces. So I know the show wasn't about that, but go ahead, plug that. Because people always ask me where I get my hats and all that stuff from. So how can they keep in touch with you, Terra? And outside of being in a motorcycle club,
oh yes,
how can they get a piece from you?
I am Essence of Terra. That's my business. I am a crystal healer, jewelry creator. Um, and you can actually see some of my pieces on my Facebook page, Essence of Terra TC. My Instagram page is actually Essence of Terra Jewelry. Okay. So you can see a lot of my work there. I do a lot of events all around the Metro Detroit area. Um, I've been with T.Barb. She was like one of my first customers. So yes, that's where you can see a lot of my creations.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's my sister. So T-Dog, what's something? I mean, because first off, thank you for being an amazing guest and just really and being informed. You're very informed about what you do, and you gave some historical references that I had no idea about. So you let us know that okay, we got all our retired hood rats motorcycle gang. Cause listen, it's not bad. And even when it gets bad, don't forget relapse can be a part of recovery to bring it back. So what's something you want our viewers and our listeners to take away about these organizations and how can they find you?
Well, I want them to take basically what she said. Think about unity. We better connected together, connected organizations than we are apart. Just because we differ does not mean we can't make change if we come together. So I want them to take unity. I want them to know we're a family. Y'all got these wine clubs out here, and y'all in the wine clubs, y'all go out to the bar and y'all get with the wine girls, and somebody start messing with one of the wine girls. You know what's gonna happen. Y'all gonna be into it with the wine girls. That's the same thing in all families. Your family, that's your biological family. The same thing. And that's all of these organizations are. They're family. And they don't want nobody to mess with their family. Not saying everybody in the family is perfect, because everybody got the drunk auntie.
Listen, wow.
Listen. And it's just truth. But get to know history. Not just know it, get to know history and learn. And not just learn to have knowledge. I know people say knowledge is power, but it's a lie. Using knowledge is what's the power. And that's the difference. People, everywhere I go, I see that knowledge is power. Knowledge, you can get all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't use that knowledge, then it ain't power.
It ain't power.
Okay? So using knowledge is power. And that's learn about everything that you can and anything that you can learn.
That's what I'm talking about. How can they keep in touch with you?
Teona VL 313 everywhere.
Teona VL 313. I want to thank our guests today, the lovely Teona and the lovely Terra, also known as Essence of Terra, for the Retired Hood Rat podcast. And also, major shout out to our sponsor, Loving in Our Purpose. If you are in the Metro Detroit area and you need home help assistance, if you get Medicaid and you need to be paid for taking, not even need to, but you should be paid for taking care of your loved ones, or if you need some help yourself, you can give us a call, 1-800-975-5812. That's once again 1-800-975-5812, or head over to our website, lovingourpurpose.com. That's lovingourpurpose.com. Don't forget about that. And also, you can catch me all over the country every first Wednesday of the month. I am at the Detroit House of Comedy. So that's February 1st, March 1st, April 5th, and every first Wednesday of the month, you catch me at the Detroit House of Comedy. If you want to see where I'm going to be next, if I'm going to be in your town, your city, your space, www.tbarb.isfunny.com. That's tbarbisfunny.com. You can get your Only in Detroit sweatshirts. You can see where I'm going to be at. You can click a link to listen to this podcast. All things T.Barb, my website, www.tbarbisfunny.com. Shout out to Detroit is Different, which is our hub. That's what we're under. Make sure you go like, subscribe, and until next time, don't forget, relapse is a part of recovery. You too, it can recover from being a retired hood rat. Thank you, ladies, so much. Appreciate you guys. We out.